Well, I'm saying the Dalai Lama is a pretty good,
Pretty reasonable person.
I think so.
Pretty sane, pretty down to earth,
Yeah.
pretty practical, pretty modern, pretty jet setting. And if he uses these ancient, primitive, raw techniques, there must be something to it.
Yeah.
He
And
uses
use them repeatedly. That's the point.
he uses it all the time.
Yeah,
All the
yeah,
Dalai Lamas
yeah,
use it.
I mean, if he used it once, I don't care. But if he uses it repeatedly, that has meaning. If he depends upon it, which obviously he does.
He depends on it.
Yeah. So that's. I mean, you can't just dismiss it out of hand. If somebody you admire has had experiences with it that prove its value, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think. But it still really shocked me. It shocked me, but just because it was just a glimpse of something that I've never seen. And I've seen a lot of stuff. I've just never seen anything like that. I mean, it's a little bit like Indian rain dances to some extent. I mean, American Indian rain dances. I mean, there are rituals.
Do you believe those work?
No. I know. Because they've been rain dancing all over the place lately. We're still having a big drought. I mean, if they do a rain dance and it rains, I'll believe it will. You know,
But why would these American Indians be doing rain dances for thousands of years and it doesn't
well,
work?
it must have worked sometime. It's just not working now.
What would your explanation be that it doesn't work now? Because when you say it doesn't work now,
My explanation.
sure.
You can't win them all.
Okay, so you're saying they do work, you do believe it, but it didn't work this time.
It could work, and it could work and not work this time, and that wouldn't mean it doesn't work. The fact that it didn't work this time is not proof that it doesn't work.
So you do believe overall it does work?
It could work. It could work. You know,
Okay.
I don't know if it does or it doesn't, because I don't know how many, I don't know when they did the dancing, when it rained, and what the relationship of rain to dancing is. So I can't make a judgment about it. But do I believe it could work? Yeah, kind of, I do. But I know for a fact it doesn't work all the time because we have a terrible drought going on. And lots of Indians dancing. So I know it's not a sure thing.
Okay. That's interesting. It's interesting because I'm not thinking your view is right or wrong. I'm just thinking how you think about that.
Yeah.
Because you see, factors for rain is natural. It's totally meteorological.
Right.
It's totally natural.
Right.
And it's not raining these days is because of the climate change,
Right,
global
exactly.
warming.
That's what I think.
But you see, that's why it's not raining.
Right.
But if you had a little leprechaun who you can command to get you a cup of water, and every time you snap your finger and the little leprechaun goes and gets you water, isn't he quite reliable?
Yeah.
Okay, just an example. But if the source of the water ran out for the little leprechaun and he can't,
get any water.
yeah,
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see the parallel.
yeah, and that's not to convince you,
Right.
it's how I think.
Right.
Does that mean that the leprechaun, that means the leprechaun doesn't work?
Well, that means the leprechaun can't work, which is different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Indian rain dances are similar to Tibetan pujas for rain. And what it is there are elementals that are nature spirits that can influence natural order of things to make things happen.
Right.
But if the natural order of things are out of order, these beings can't do it anymore. So when the Indians do their rain dance, the dance has nothing to do with the water. It has nothing to do with the sky and cumulus clouds and liquid and all the rain. It has nothing to do with it. When they dance and they make offerings and they sing and they wear costumes and the colors, they are pleasing a race of elementals who have been around on our earth for thousands before us, who can actually go and change things to make the rain come. The reason why the rain dances don't work now is because the very things that these elementals use rain create rain to come are gone because we destroyed the environment.
Right, exactly.
So in that way, the rain dances don't work anymore.
Right. Right.
That would explain why the very intelligent, practical American Indians would do this for thousands of years
Right.
before the white man.
Right.
And it's not a show, it's not a tourist thing.
No,
It must have worked.
it must have been.
So why is it not working now? Either they're stupid, either it worked 1 out of 500 times, they go, oh, it works, or it's just tradition. I believe that because when Tibetan lamas do rain rituals, I've seen it. It works. I've seen them stop rain. I've seen them make it during drought time. And what happens is their procedure, according to the rites and rituals, is not nature. It is the beings that can manipulate things around to make it happen. But if that part of nature is gone, forget it. So if there's an apple to be plucked, you can send these beings to pluck it. But if you remove that apple because of your selfishness or globalization or because an apartment was built on it, the orchard's gone, that elemental, that leprechaun, that spirit can't bring it to you anymore.
Right, right.
So in that way, the rain dances did not work. Because the actual place where they make the rain fall, it's gone. And who did that? We did it.
Yeah. There has to be something to dance to and for.
There's something, there has to be something to activate to get that water.
Right.
The dance activates the elementals.
Right.
Because elementals, for lack of a better word, elementals are pleased by no meat. Rain elementals, elementals that specifically create rain and weather, they don't like meat.
Right.
They don't like the smell of meat. They don't like the killing of meat, and especially sea meats, meats that come from the water. So when you eat a lot of seafood, when you drain your area of sea animals or hurt them or damage sea environments, it disturbs these elementals a lot, and sometimes they go away. So another scenario is this, is that the rain clouds are there, but it's not enough due to global whatever,
Right.
and the elementals are gone. Because what do people do in California now? Native people around the world, internationally, universally are known to respect nature.
Right.
Development and modern people are universally known to exploit and destroy nature.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
So our dependence on rain now, Elizabeth, is there, but is not as much as before technology.
Right.
Because when it didn't rain, the whole race died. All the Indians died. Because where did they go? There's no airplane to fly to migrate.
Right.
Right? Some of the greatest migrations in the world is because of famine.
Right.
So my point is sometimes when you do things over and over that disturb these elementals,
Right.
they go away. Therefore, when you do the ritual or the dance, there's
Doesn't work
nothing.
anymore. Yeah.
There's nothing there to activate.
Right.
These elementals, they like milk. They don't like when you hurt reptiles, specifically. They don't like when you hurt animals of the water. They don't like when you pee and desecrate nature. They don't like when you eat meat or kill or have, especially the smell of meat. So the more and more and more you do that, the more you drive these elementals away. The more. Now, my dear, what happens is this. When you drive those elementals away, doing the rain dance to create dance is quite spiritual, it's quite religious, it's quite mystical, it's quite primitive, it's quite raw, it's very magical. So when you start doing the rain dance, they don't work anymore, and then a rain dancer quits, he goes and works at McDonald's, another one quits, he goes and works at 7-Eleven, another quits, they work at Photomat, and then pretty much you don't have the rain dances anymore, right? And the remaining people who are doing it is just for tourism because it looks exotic.
Right. Right.
Isn't the spirituality gone?
Yeah.
And that's how spirituality disappears.
Yeah.
You see, because people don't understand how the ritual works and what it's affecting. And they just say, I need empirical knowledge. I need scientific proof. Look, we have been existing for thousands of years without any scientific proof of anything.
Right.
It's only in the last 200 years we've leaped this far.
Right.
So, and according to the ufologists, it's knowledge from another planet.
Right.
But anyways, before that, how did people survive? They were sick, they had cancer. They made long journeys. People went on boats that went for months. They don't know what happened, but they can find different psychic abilities to do it.
Right.
So back then, you know, Elizabeth, for better or for worse, people developed these arts of fortune telling, divination, oracular abilities, prediction of the future, channeling, magic, rituals, because they didn't have technology to rely on it.
Exactly.
That is why it was more developed. With technology, your mind, instead of going inside to develop that power, you go to Google.
Right.
What happens? Spirituality is lost.
Yeah.
Now, what's the damage behind that? What's the damage behind going to intensive Manjushri retreats to develop clairvoyance when you can just go on Google and look for it? The difference is this, because attached to spirituality is also the doctrine of compassion, the doctrine of love, of karma, cause and effect, the doctrine of being a good person. That's also lost. So it's not just the ritual that's lost, it is everything attached behind the ritual. And when people lose that, they become modern and they require evidence, and Google is their refuge. That's when the depression sets in. Do you see the correlation?
Yeah, I do, absolutely. Yeah.
So when people say, well, I don't want to do Dharma anymore. I want to pursue whatever. I want to get married. I want to have 20 kids. I want to travel the world. Fine, you can do it. Don't judge me. I'm not judging you. But you see, when you don't do Dharma anymore, you don't study Dharma, you don't practice, you don't put Dharma into your mind, you don't transform your mind. And then the ritual part is the first thing to go. Well, I don't want to do the pujas anymore. I don't want to do the prayers. I don't want to do my sadhana. I don't want to do my mantras anymore. I don't want to do my retreats anymore. Fine. The teacher will always say fine because the teacher's kind. But once you lose that, the other part will start going. Why would the other part go? Because the rituals are connected with the learning. So when you see people stop doing retreats, when you see people stop doing meditation, stop doing their sadhanas, and they're up and down about it, you will see them start degenerating in the practice, and they will eventually go away. Why is that? Because they're connected. Because you rather have the instant high from a job or someone who likes you on Facebook, You rather have the recognition from an instant like. Why is that? Because it's effortless like. It's effortless recognition. It's effortless recognition of who you are. Right? So if you put some interesting, deep, philosophical meme on your Facebook and you get 20 likes, that's easier than going to meditation, developing compassion, to say people say, oh, you're a great person, because nobody sees that. Nobody recognizes that. So you're saying, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, but long term there is. What is wrong with that long term? Because long term you have to keep up impressing people to like your things. And in the end you develop nothing.
Right.
And then what happens? So when you go to the secular world and you do everything secular and nothing but secular, nothing. I'm not going to do retreats. I'm not going to meditate on Manjushri. I'm not going to recite the mantras. I'm not going to do the sadhana. I'm not going to hang around my guru. I'm not going to do any dharma work. I'm not going to help the temple. I'm not going to find donations. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to go and pay bills and live my life and work. Fine. And that's okay. It's that doing that is like going on Facebook and getting instant like. But instantly people say, oh, good for you. You got a job? Good for you. Wow, a new haircut. Good for you. Wow, a new outfit. Good for you. Oh, you ate this. Oh, you had that food. You went to China. Wow. You get that, but you have to keep doing that. And as you fade, as you get wrinkled, as you get older, and you're lonelier and lonelier and lonelier and lonelier. Because all these people who praise you are not going to be there when you're sick. All these people who like you on Facebook are not going to be there when you get old. No. All these people who admire you went to China are not going to be there when you're financially strapped or you're depressed or down.
Right.
So you are barking up the wrong tree. So when you do the rituals, you do the sadhana, you do the prayers, you do the practice, and you keep yourself motivated, you know what happens? That's the ritual part. Then you will also do the study part, and then you do the work part. When you do that, that spirituality pervades you. When that spirituality pervades you, you will be focused on developing on the inside.
But you're giving yourself what you were going outside to find.
Correct. What you're going outside to find, you will find immediately, but it won't last because it's fake.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's instant.
Yeah.
It's like putting on a lot of makeup, doing surgery, and then everybody says you're beautiful, but you know you're not.
Yeah.
And you know it ain't gonna last. But you still want to enjoy, you still go clubbing, you go out, you get laid, you have fun, you have boyfriends, girlfriends, and you do all that. Oh, see, I'm admired. And you're very stupid. You know why? Because what will keep them there when you fade, which is soon, is you. And you put that time towards your face, not your inside. You put your time towards your job and getting a car and getting a haircut, not developing the inside. So who's going to be attracted to you?
Other people who do the same thing.
Other people who do the same thing who will disgust you in the end, because you'll say, that is so fake. And then you turn around and say, but that's what I attracted. You attract who you are. And if you attract nobody, if you attract absolutely nobody, it's suffering. If you attract somebody, it's going to be suffering, sooner or later.
Right.
So that rain dance thingy that I explained to you, and how it's connected to, how it connects to the deterioration of spirituality. Because when they say, oh, the rain dance doesn't work, you're right, it doesn't. But there are other factors.
Right.
Now, when you say the rain dance doesn't work, it kind of erodes into the beautiful American Indian spirituality and culture. Well, then maybe we don't need to respect nature. Well, maybe we don't need to do the purifications anymore.
But I would never say the rain dance.
Not you, not you. No, I'm talking about why spirituality erodes.
Yeah.
Then they start, and I'm using American Indians as an example, not you.
Right.
Why it erodes in our minds in modern world. And so what happens is, then we're not going to do the purifications. And if you read about the rain dance, this nothing to do with you, they have to go through a lot of rituals, initiations, purifications, and time to develop that power.
Right.
It isn't just you wear it and you dance and it happens. They have to not eat. They have to go on journeys. They have to take certain types of hallucinogens. They have to go into this hut where they steam and they push out the impurifications.
Right.
They have to abstain from sex. They have to wear certain outfits. They have to go learn from the elders. They have to not eat this, not do this in public, do this. There's a whole ritual to develop that ability to communicate with the elemental to get that rain here. So if any of that is gone, you're not going to get the rain. That's one. The second thing is, when the rain doesn't work, the psyche, the human mind, and the audience will think, well, then the whole culture is just for show.
Right.
So let's not do the purifications. Let's not do the retreats. Let's not do the meditation. Let's not do the diet restrictions. Let's not do the mantras. Let's not do the prayers. Let's not follow the teacher. Let's not respect the elders. Let's not do the nature stuff. And then because why? The rain dance didn't work.
Right.
So if you do one Manjushri meditation and you don't get this orgasmic transformation that makes you one with the universe, you don't quit. Because there are other factors. And that's what stupid people do. Stupid people want instant satisfaction and instant light, and they quit what is more important. And that is why spirituality is dying. It is dying.
Well, I think so, yeah. According to all the surveys, it is.
In America, the greater the technology,
The less the... Yeah.
spirituality will become less. True spirituality, not go to church, go to the temple, just pray for money. True spirituality, where the other part of the ritual, which is transformation of the mind to be a better human being, to take on sufferings, to have benevolence, have compassion, that you cut me, don't cut them. And to be happy about taking on suffering is gone, will be gone. When that's gone, depression will set in. Because why? Google's not going to help you. Your job's not going to help you. Your boyfriend's not going to help you. Your parents can't help you. And that's the danger. So that is why I know why certain students in the past have dropped out. They don't realize that. And they go and do their thing. And what do you see on their Facebook? Oh, they traveled to this country, that country, they ate, they slept, and then, wow, what a big deal, everybody likes it. I wish I can do that. Of course you can wish you could do that because you're just as shallow as that. If you're just as shallow as that, you like that. So what's wrong with being shallow? What's wrong is that it's not going to take away what you're running away from.
Right. Right.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Oh look, I left Tsem Rinpoche and I'm doing a great job now. I'm doing a new job. I've got a new girlfriend. I've got a new apartment. Aren't I happy? God, when I was in that cult, I wasn't happy. Sure, you weren't happy because you didn't go all the way with it. Yeah. Well, are you happy now? Of course I'm happy. I've got this great girlfriend. Is she going to stay? Is she going to stay great? Are you going to stay great? Is she going to stay with you? Are you going to be great?
Yeah.
And how many trips can you go on? How many food can you eat? How much of it are you going to put on Facebook and get approval from the public of people who is not going to be there for you? When you get whatever, you're going to need me again.
Right.
But you know what? You didn't have to need me. If you stayed on, you could have taken care of yourself. Well, should I stay on till I'm sick as a dog and I need help? No. But if you stayed on and had a balance, your life would have been happy. Right. Why give up one for something else? Right. Why not balance it? And that's how spirituality disappears. But people don't understand why it doesn't rain anymore when they do the rain dance.
That's really good one. It's good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Why?
It just makes sense and it comes around. I like the circular nature of it. Where it comes back.
You see, dear, you're a smart girl. If I told you, and I just told you rudimentary how rain dances work, you just go, oh yeah, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But if you're not explained that, you just say it doesn't work. And you have all kinds of ups and downs. But you see, that explanation came from spiritual practice. Right. If you study the scriptures, you study what Buddha says, it tells you about those beings. So once you give up, all that is lost. What do you have left? You only have Google. You only have your job. You only have your partner. You only have your parents who will be gone in a few years. That's all you have. But if you have Manjushri, Vajrayogini, Dorje Shukden, your Guru, your Dharma brothers and sisters, you have a center, and you have something else. And you have that. You have all of that. And the things that you learn and you do within that organization, what you achieve is permanent.
Right.
Mental quiescence, equilibrium, compassion, kindness, wisdom, that will never rot. But people are not patient enough to do it, and they're too goddamn lazy to be persistent, and they like to blame somebody else. And then their mood's everybody's fault. It's pure laziness. And that's how spirituality dies. It doesn't die because it's not effective. It dies because we are too dependent on technology to entertain our minds constantly.
Right.
You know, all the time we spend on the cell phone, Googling, looking, making friends online who will never be your friends. If we had put that toward meditation, our mind would be Google. Because when we go meditate, we will know. When you astral travel, you can see. And if there's no internet, if your computer gets taken away, you get old, you're not able to do it anymore, whatever, you still can go in and see. And that can only be developed by spirituality. So people go away from spirituality for the wrong reasons. So I say for people, well, and you know what? And people who really cannot do it, sometimes they just don't have the karma for it. But my answer to them is not drop it completely. Have a balance, do 50-50. Because if you do 50-50, it's like having $100, $50 go for savings, the other 50 enjoy yourself. As opposed to all 100 goes to fun. And then when you're old bat, you have nothing.
That makes sense too.
Have a balance. Why does it have to be all or nothing? And that's how people lose their spirituality. That's how they lose their lamas, their gurus, they lose their yidams, they lose their practice, they lose their deities, they lose their equilibrium. They think they're going to be happy. And I'm not mocking them or putting them down. I am not happy when they're unhappy. But look, everyone is unhappy.
Right.
Technology is not helping. We're just getting to places faster and learning things faster and getting information faster. It doesn't equate happiness. It's an instant high. It's like drugs and alcohol. It's an instant high, but you have to take more and more to keep it up.
Right. And it still doesn't get you where it used to get you.
Exactly. But Dharma will. But if you practice Buddhism correctly, it will. Does that make sense? You don't have to agree to Buddhism. I'm talking about the logic of what I just shared.
Totally makes sense.
Good.